where you gain precious tips for easily ignite your full spectrum wealthy life. Join us every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific with your friends and families because we all want and deserve to be healthy, wealthy, and happy. This podcast is done with G100 Global Networking and powered by Anchor FM by Spotify. Anchor FM is this super awesome free podcast made easy platform. And for this week, we are so honored, so thrilled, and so delighted to have Dr. Alla Goldman, the Dancing Gypsy Doctor. How many of you actually know Dancing Gypsy Doctor? So was so honored and thrilled to have Dr. Alla with us. And Dr. Alla, would you care about sharing with us what is it that you do? What does a Dancing Gypsy Doctor do?
And I am a dancing gypsy doctor. I am practicing trance and dancing medicine, so we'll get to that. What I do actually is I help you shed your shoes and find that joy in you and connect to that joy so you can be healthy, happy, wealthy, joyful.
So beautiful. That is so beautiful. What brings you again, it's you don't have very many dancing gypsy doctor out there. So what brings you to where you are? I know you are a physician, so you have training in there. So what brings you in your journey to be a dancing gypsy doctor?
It's fascinating, and I'm going to comment, although yes, there is only one dancing gypsy doctor, which is Dr. Alla, but we are seeing more dancing doctors. There is a joyful dancing doctor in UK, Dr. Indika Ganartne, and there are more doctors that are understanding the power of dance. Mm-hmm. What happened to me was COVID. I was doing what's called a traveling physician or locum tenens, going to different urgent cares and plugging the holes in their schedule. And I was actually in like inner city urgent care Philadelphia when COVID hit. Wow. So we were front lines. And then I got furloughed because it didn't pan out to what thought was going to happen. So I remember I live in Oregon, in Central Oregon, this beautiful desert. And I remember sitting on my back patio watching the pond and the osprey kind of hovering over and like diving to get the food. And I could not see it and I could not hear the birds and and I've been in study for personal growth and development, and I had no way of processing it. And then magic happened because the universe always sends you something if you just stay open to it. And when I was sitting there literally thinking, if I don't wake up tomorrow, I don't care. I really don't. I was in a state where, and that's when email came through because of COVID. Jennifer Jimenez, who is the founder and the creator of Transcendence, was doing first virtual training. And I'm all in. And I have never turned back. I cannot even begin to explain what this modality and the conscious movement has done, not only for me in my journey, but for people that I touch, for clients that I touch. It's the first time in my life. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. And that's why it's like, if I can come and shake you and wake you up and let you taste it just for a minute or 5 minutes with me. When was the last time you looked in the mirror lovingly, fully accepting yourself, appreciating yourself, and saying, you know what? Look at me.
Yeah.
And not in a kind of demeaning to others sort of way, but in full appreciation to the magnificence and magic of who you are. That's what transcendence did for me. And there is an awesome saying, the organs shed the tears that eyes never did. And your issues live in your tissues. So when we allow our body to move the way it wants to, the issues can start getting unstuck. You unkink that hose so the water can flow, the energy can start flowing, and you feel like you can breathe. And it's just what it's done for me. I can talk about it 24/7 nonstop and don't need the water, nothing. I can just talk about the profoundness of the modality.
That is so beautiful, and that is such a powerful saying. And being a grief transformation coach, I see that many a times where, if you have unresolved grief, and many times people don't even realize they carry unresolved grief, because most people only recognize grief being the big four instead of the 40 plus different causes. But when you carry unresolved grief, it's actually turned into disease. Eventually it become a physical problem, whether it's the organs, or which is our nervous systems is one of our organs. So it's reproductive organs and nervous system. That is so interesting. That is so beautiful. Now, with the awareness that you have, with that realizations that you have, do you have a tool or two? Or I'm sure you have 1,000, but we'll be here until tomorrow, and then I'll get some angry cats that want to be fed and such. But do you have a tool or two that you can share with our audience that will allow us, like you say, to be able to be in that place of more peace and ease and joy?
One thing before I'm gonna invite you to join me, one thing I'm gonna say is, whatever you do, remember that we are energy beings and vibration. So we cannot help but respond to vibration. So it doesn't matter that you think you don't know how to dance. It doesn't matter that you think you have 4 left feet. It doesn't matter that you can only blink your eyelashes and that's the whole dance. You have your whole imagination. You can pretend you are Mikhail Baryshnikov standing in front of, whatever big stage, and just put some music on and let it move you and allow your body to move you, even if it's just 1 minute. And I would invite you to move with me a little bit. You don't really even need to move. But one thing that has been proven in studies over and over is, if we as humans move synchronously to the same beat, we create connection, cohesiveness of the group. We feel like we are one, which we are, with just different shapes of the light bulb, but the same energy runs through us. So the first sound that you've heard was the sound of the heartbeat of the universe coming to you, the mother's heartbeat. And that's all you need. So take a deep breath with me through your nose, close your eyes. And when you let it out, sigh. Let your shoulders go down. One more. And sigh. Just move, sway to the heartbeat. Up your head. Tap. If you feel that you want a little more joy, speed it up a little bit. And go boom, 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 and then slow it down.
And that is so beautiful. And that is, if you are watching the clock, that's, I think, take definitely less than 1 minute. And I love that. It's something that, so this is on wherever the platform that you're listening to this, you can easily play that again for yourself and your loved ones. Of course, you can also will share your how, connect with Dr. Alla for more of this, but that is so beautiful. I love how you say, when we all listen and synchronize to the same beat, we'll be more at ease. That's just super awesome. So that is that is something. Now, as you mentioned, what about if that I have known people that says, you know what, I mean, music just doesn't go with me.
My very best favorite quote is, answers should be questioned. Answers should be questioned. Your answer is, I'm afraid of spiders. Have you seen a little child being afraid of anything? Not till the adult walks in the room and goes, and the child said, well, then I must learn that. So when you say music does nothing for you, who told you that? When did you develop that opinion? Because music is vibration. And it speaks directly to your heart, which is vibration. So if music does nothing for you, then there is a wall. Then allow your body to move to your heartbeat, to move to the wind, to move to the nature sounds. It's music, just different one.
Right. I love that. It's literally, it just sounds. I mean, if you really think about it, the universe has its own music. If you don't like musics that say being made by people, you can get a recording. I mean, there's a lot of birds around where I live, and you can like hear in the morning going, chirp, 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 chirp. They make their own music.
And then there is ocean, and then there is rain. And rain on like a tin roof. That is the most beautiful put you to sleep sound. It's so peaceful, and we are all in a sympathetic state. We're like pushing the gas pedal, push, 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 push. It doesn't matter how much good fuel you put in your car if you're pushing gas. You need to put the brake. That's your rest, digest, create, recover, repair. This is what music does if it's right music. This is what breathing does. This is what movement does. It puts you in a state of creativity, repair, healing, where you can actually hear your heart talking to you. Just saying.
That is awesome. And that's because a lot of time, like you just said, it's many times we got in the running mode, particularly nowadays in the society. We go and go more. And how far do you how far do you want to push yourself? And it's something where, if a lot of time, if we just slow down and listen to our heart, which many times we think we're listening our heart, but we're actually listening to our doubtful mind. So, but listen to our heart, then a lot of time we'll be more at ease. Do you have any other tips for our audience in being more at ease, in creating a joyful life, or in like what you do now, which is healing in the more natural, in a way that flow with the universe?
There is a great exercise that you have to have a little courage to actually do. When you sit with yourself and you strip everything away. So yes, I'm a doctor. What if I take that away? I'm a transcendence facilitator. I'm transformational coach. I'm mother, grandmother. If I take all of that away, then who am I? And when you feel that peace in you, that love, it slows you down. The other thing that to me is very important right now, and I think the coaching industry majority of it is at fault also, and I'm part of that industry partially, is you need to take an action step. Well, let me tell you, rest is an action step.
Mm-hmm.
And if you woke up and the only thing you do today is breathe, the old saying says you need to meditate 20 minutes a day. Well, that's why I Transcendence. It's a moving meditation and exercise and all kinds of things together. And if you're too busy, you need to meditate for an hour. Because busyness only creates busyness. When you slow down, you can actually see the path right there. And for that, you need 16 seconds. And do it with me right now. You breathe in on 4. You hold on 4. You breathe out on 4. And you hold on 4. You just meditated for 16 seconds. It's called pattern interrupt. If you do this 4 times, you've meditated for a minute. If you do this, if you increase by 1 minute over 50 weeks, by the end of the year, you would meditate for 50 minutes. People, 50 minutes. Just adding 1 minute a week.
Yeah. And that's beautiful. I know a lot of time we got so, we run so fast and get so stressed, and with me being a grief coach, people like, oh my God, and it's like, just even when you just sit there and breathe, I use a slightly different technique, but just sit there and breathe and allow your body and your systems a minute, literally. And to for anyone who says, and anyone, and it's not nothing against that. When I was in clinic, it was like you barely even have time to go to the bathroom, which is very true. Being on the front line during COVID time, I can only imagine. You barely have time to go to the bathroom. And I said, well, yes, but then in that moment you are in the bathroom, whether sitting down on the toilet for a minute or in you are forced to stand in front of a stall for a minute, you can breathe.
And that's just it. People think they don't have time. If you're in a busy city, you have stoplights. Mm-hmm. You have a minute. And it doesn't matter which way you breathe. Just slow down and become aware of your breathing. That's all you need to do. Just become aware for that minute till you wait for the light to turn, because you can't get there any faster sitting and doing this. It's going to get you to the heart attack faster and to the emergency room. It's not going to get you to peace faster.
Exactly.
Spend that minute productively, appreciating yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I am in Los Angeles, and people's like, oh my God, I'm like, huh. Have you driven in Los Angeles around traffic time? You have a lot of meditation time.
Yes.
Lots in Los Angeles. You need an hour? That's your 1 hour right there. So we have traffic jam even with airplanes in here, if you ever look at LAX. But yeah.
That's so. Stay in the deserts of Oregon unless I travel and I do travel quite a bit. So,
but there is an opportunity. To to sit, to breathe, and like Dr. Alla says, even the drumming that she did, that was just less than a minute. And you can just recall that. That is so beautiful. So how do people connect with you if they want to learn more about what you do, about the transcendence and perhaps the healing power of it, the transformation power of it?
So the best way is my website is dralagoldman.com. It's simple. And then it's just a landing page, but it has my phone number, my email, and links to my YouTube and my Facebook and Instagram. Now on Facebook, and YouTube is coming up more, but on Facebook, just about every day, There is either some kind of dancing, or I did the challenge or something, and how to get in touch with me. My phone number, you can text me directly. And because I travel so much, text is the fastest and surest way. And what I offer to people, because it's one of those things that you can't, how can you explain love to someone? Or how can you explain orgasm to someone? You either experience it or you can talk about it and still don't know. I can't explain the power of transcendence. So what I offer is a taste. 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Just come on Zoom and we'll just connect and move together. And you will, for yourself, see the difference in just 15 minutes. And you can get to all of it. Just text me because, like I said, I travel a lot. So my schedule is very fluid right now. So when you text me, then we'll set up a time. And it's the gift that you give to yourself. To me, transcendence is a shortcut to no matter what you do. Whatever you are trying to achieve, whether you want to find love of your life, whether you want career promotion, whether you want to release weight, whether you want to deal with grief, it doesn't matter. It's a shortcut that gets you there faster. That's it. And with more pleasure and joy. And I'm all about joy. If it's not joyful, I ain't doing it. That's that simple. If it's not joyful, I'm not doing it.
That's beautiful. We have enough things to stress us out in the world. So it's wonderful that everything that you do is joyful and fun. What's the number for people to text you?
484-524-2551.
484-524-2551. And so you are welcome to connect with Dr. Alla and have your own private sessions, whether you're comfortable with trying for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, to just get a taste. And if you feel that the drumming just now is and the breathings already even touch you, benefit even a tiny bit. I'm familiar with the transcendence. You would be amazed and surprised. And transcendence is actually one of the foundations for Dance Away Sadness, which is the one that I use or created to help people with grief. This is something that, like Dr. Alla said, whether you would love a healthier body or help you move through different things or to create a better relationship, just if your life can benefit from improvement, connect with Dr. Alla. Do you have, as we wrap these conversations, do you have a final message to our audience?
One message is, I know I'm more stationary right now, so every Tuesday for the month of September, there will be a class, and it's all on my Facebook page. What I would love for people to know is you don't have to suffer. Yes, there are trials and tribulations, but there is so much joy. And as Dalai Lama says, there is no joy without sorrow, but we can have more joy. And you deserve it. And you are so magnificent. And whoever told you otherwise, answers should be questioned. Because no child comes to this world thinking that something is wrong with them. Who told you something is wrong with them? You are a work of art, even though you are a work in progress. Thank you.
That is beautiful. I love that. And in a way, it's bring us to we mentioned this briefly before we start the interview about accepting ourselves. As you mentioned just now, when was the last time you look in front of the mirror and said, I love you? And you know, if you think about a child, they don't look at themselves and say, oh, this is a little plum and this is. And at some point, where did you get that from? And there is a child inside of all of us, the child that love you as you are and want to dance and have fun and have joy, like Dr. Alla says, and allow you to accept yourself and be comfortable when doesn't matter how you move, and also to be able to create what it is that you would love to create. That is so beautiful. I just so grateful for our conversation, Dr. Alla. Thank you so much for sharing your tips today. And for you, my friends who are listening to this, please share one or two gold nuggets in the comment so we can continue learning and empowering each other. And thank you for joining. Please share this podcast with your friends and families so they too can triumph and thrive. And this is Dr. Birgitte, your grief transformation specialist for individual and businesses, founder of the International Childhood Cancer Charity, United States country chair for G100 Global Networking's All Ladies League. And you, my friend, make it a beautiful, joyful, thriving life. And we will see you again Saturday next week at 8:30 a.m.